So at New Year's Focus we have something special today. As such, a new review, another day, so we are going to look at it. It's the Figma Yusei Fudo from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. As a huge fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, I just couldn't pass on this opportunity to buy me this Yusei Fudo figure. Of course, I bought the special edition with a little few extras you will see in this video upcoming, because this is not just a review of Yusei here. This is actually a triple review of two additional things that are attached to Yusei itself, something very important to him. But for the first part of this video, let's just focus on our main boy here. Revoltech really shone with this a lot. They imported a lot of details around the figure itself. Of course, the face is very Yusei-like. I can recognize Yusei, and especially anime figures and their face sculpts. Revoltech had always talent to just implement them perfectly. The hairstyle is very accurate, the detail is amazing with the yellow stripes. Of course, this behind back with the 4 stain out strains quite annoy me because they bump into the collar, or whatever the fuck it's called in English. Overall, here coming down to the jacket and the torso. Jacket itself I adore a lot. Of course, these flaps here, yeah, the ball joint was not the best idea. According to the Revoltech usual general style, the butterfly joint is quite shitty looking. There could have been done a lot better things. I like the as a trigger art style more than anything else. The torso itself here is very amazing done. T-shirt looks amazing, the detail of course. What I didn't enjoy was this part here. The torso is separated into two pieces here around the chest itself with a little bit of the belly. Here the belly, the midsection, and then here the pelvis, the crotch itself. Here is a joint, and here up is a peg you can stick in together. Peg is so thin, like literally around this thin where my nails touch quite literally, and that just has to hold these two parts together. It probably was for a bit more crunching movements, but since it kept falling off from the peg, I just glued the shit together, make sure I don't lose a lot of movement with here the hips, and it holds in better this way, I believe. Around here, the backside of the jacket, we have an ugly hole. I wished we could have gotten something to cover it up, but yeah. We're going down the details with a lot of black stripes, the magnificent blue, here a lot of more of the orbs. The belt is here very well detailed. We have even the back pockets in the back of Yusei. Here the jacket comes in quite wavered, which is a lot very well done, to be honest. Don't mind these things, these are from the glue I used. Here around the butt cheeks we have splitting, which is something I really don't like a lot. Here the splitting comes with the legs going on either way, and here we have some separate pieces. These sort of are used as a butt replacement for flat sitting or something, because if you move the legs, they come apparent but are separate parts. I don't know why. It first off looks ugly as fuck, doesn't give out the look to be very convincing, and secondly, what the fuck is this?
Bruh.
What the fuck is this? Well, anyways, the leg itself is quite well. Usually with human figures, especially in a small scale like Figma as a trigger art, I don't really mind if the joints are showing out. I have the 1/6 scale figure collectors like Hot Toys 3.0, which have more mindful ideas for this part, but here on these smaller figures, like, I don't really care about it. As long as I can understand that this is a knee or some sort, all good. Here come down the boots. Here we have also a lot of details, even here on the lower end. It's not quite detailed, but it serves its purpose, it gives out the illusion. I wish they somehow maybe could have painted the bolts in this brownish coat to just blend them into the boot itself, because silver that sticks out on both sides and doesn't look really well, to be honest. The mark looks astonishing, to be honest. On the small scale of the arm, they managed to give out quite a good symboling on. I just wished they had maybe a replacement part for the back, where you can give him the entire mark that would like clearly appear on his back, then like in the anime when he does the clear minds and the axle synchro stuff. So it would have been very cool. Of course, it could have been used to hide this ugly plug for the stand. and it could have been an option, but they didn't think of it as. When it comes to accessories, we have nothing that Yusei lacks, to be honest. But for this one, we have this little junk synchron figure. I adore it. Holy shit, the detail is amazing. If you look at it, it's one-to-one from the anime, and it really looks like something popped out of it. It looks amazing. The colors are great. It's pumpy, it's flashy, it's like this cartoon style, and everything on it just screams straight out of the anime. I adore it. Secondly, you of course have these separate arm guard for his steer wheel, and of course for his dual disc, so you can have him hold it. The smallest fucking shit you can lose so easily ever made, which is a white card resembling a synchro monster. Additional to it, we have a bunch of hand cards involving a lot of colored stuff, monster effect, monster cards, spell and traps, which give off the same vibe. You can hold them in his hand, as unfortunately not on his gauntlet, which would have eased a lot of things, but well, anyways. Last of his attachable accessories is his dual disc, which is quite amazing. That I'm surprised how well they did it. Of course the details look amazing. Even below here, this is very accurate to the show. Even the little secret compartment we have here, which consists of the field zone spot you can pull out. All in all, it looks amazing. The details are amazing. The only problem I have is that it looks quite shit when you attach it with the gauntlet. It's just too fucking big on his arm, instead of like, yeah, seemingly sitting flat on it. Disappointment, what you can do. Of course, typical to Yusei, we have his neutral stoic face, then we have a damage taken face with one eye being closed and the grunting teeth, and here a yelling, screaming or enchanting for a summoning face. Last but not least, we have this happy face. If you want our boy to be happy, here we can make him happy. He looks quite cute, to be honest, doesn't he? No matter what you said, Yusei brings in a lot of variety. I love it. The entire vibe he gives off is quite crazy. In every pose, the figure looks vibrant, especially with a junk synchron like here. Well, lastly, Yusei is quite the amazing figure. I just wished it would have been a bit taller, maybe. And of course, I hope someday, some way, there is a 1/6 scale of him. A lot of anime characters to the 1/6 scale, and I hope sometime it will happen. But I am very pleased and very happy with what I got here. The details look amazing, the coloring is spectacular. Of course, the aesthetic of the figure is amazing. It looks like Yusei, that's one of the best positive things about it. There can be figures that have a face sculpt not even remotely similar to the character that it wants to represent, but they nailed Yusei here. This Yusei, you can see this Yusei. This looks fine. As I said here, you can see the gap here is gigantic, which they had compromised a bit more maybe. The cards itself are quite small, you can lose it, especially the single piece here. And the backbone of his hair, yeah, could have been a lot better, but overall quite a nice figure. But of course, he doesn't come just like this. As I mentioned, there are two more things I have to show off, which we can dive in now. The second part of this review, of course, consists of who would have guessed. It's in the background above that will come. It is, of course, Stardust Dragon. It's amazing. I adore how it looks, how it feels. This dragon looks incredible. I mean, look at the details SH Monster Arts gave this dragon. Their Flame Wingman looked amazing, their Dark Magician looked amazing, and Stardust especially looks just incredible. Every intricate detail, from the claws on the feet, the toes, here on the fingers, here the shoulder pads, we have the details here on the head, the armorization here on the side of the head. Of course, we have here the details surrounding this tail, the claws and spikes and horns everywhere resembled. The only thing I hate about this figure is how, yeah, it's not quite flimsy, but the feeling isn't right for me. Stardust's design itself is so thin, it feels like breaking the figure with every movement. It's just great that it is not that fragile, it is plastic, the movements feel all very good, it's alright. Yeah, and the only thing I hate are the wings. I don't know who designed that shit, but if you see it, the connection here is just secured by these thicker piece here, and if you insert it into the wing, it's not only even a ratchet joint, so moving around the wings without any securing by using some sort of nail polish or light glue will just ruin the overall formation, because the friction itself cannot hold the weight according the entire weight of the wings, especially here on the shoulder part. Every weight, every part just hangs on them, and yeah, of course you get some additional arm parts for the stand to hold them up, but they cannot come to support the wings in any position. In addition to that, it just looks shit. I mean, as you can see, the wingspan is quite gigantic, and as you know, the saying goes, with gigantic wingspan comes gigantic responsibility. But SH One Stars did not uphold that responsibility, and we end up with this piece of garbage. But as far as I know, and as far as I experienced with some Digimon figures as well, SH, XX Arts, yeah, is the typical solution, leaving us with ugly gaps for the figures and their wings, the joints being friction as well, not holding up anything, even though you could have replaced them with small ratchet joints, or give us some wires with some flexible material as the wing tissue, but nope, nothing of it. Stardust Dragon just stands like this, and since the nature of its flimsy body, every joint is friction. So you gotta have to balance him out. It will take a while to get the center of balance for him to just have him in position. And yeah, the first time I had gotten him, it was quite a work, to say the least. If you can see here, even on the back, silver especially running along every inch of his body, looks quite amazing. I am not really against these small gaps here on the tail, on the wings especially, because if you just take the time, you can adjust the wings and the folds to look a bit natural from a certain angle. But overall, it is very not bad, to be honest. The feet itself are very cool, even though the movement is a bit limited, but because the toes are movable, it has natural feeling to it. It's quite amazing. The hands and the arms itself look quite well. You of course get here some separate pieces of hands. They are not quite different. They are more relaxed hands, while these are quite open hands for the effect piece he comes with, which is the shooting Sonic effect piece. And well, let's see how it looks on him. This here we have the shooting Sonic effect, how it looks like close to Stardust Dragon. I just realized I threw away the base for Stardust and Yusei as well. Because I mostly bring in these 1/6 scale stands to hold my figures, and since Stardust base broke, yeah, of course. But overall, the effect piece looks quite good, and if you have him stay with Stardust like this, quite a cool shit. I wish they could have done it that it fits in his mouth, since they have put in the open jaw effect, so you can move his jaw away, open and closed. But yeah, well, anyways, translucent in a sense, as you can see it kind of reflects, even it takes in the light as well. It has no pipe lighting, but it's enough to just give off the effect. There a bit of white in the tip for the concentrated part of the beam. Then we have the cloud effect that makes the sonic boom thing, that's really cool, and then extends it to a blue stream. That's quite cool to me. Articulation doesn't really suffer on it. He moves quite well. A lot of parts that come with it, a lot of top parts move with it, especially here on the neck and the tail with multiple joints attached to it. Stardust neck itself is quite very long, but they bring it quite well into action. The arms itself are quite thin, to be honest. You can only spread them out. The tail itself is quite sturdy, nothing to worry about. It's really only the wings and its weight that ruin the entire experience for this figure. Everything else is quite well done for Stardust, and I have to say, he looks amazing. I can't negate that fact. I can't just decline it or just ignore it. Everything is fantastic, especially here the pearls. The details look here amazing. Look at these details inside. They even have these reflections and the stripes inside that gives off like this chest vibe. Pearls here on the shoulder plates have that as well. I can't say anything else. Although next to you say it looks very well. With the inclusion of the third part of this entire picture, it will look amazing. Surprisingly is that Stardust stands on its own with the support of his tail and wings, of course, so the stand is not really necessary if you just want him in this pose, kinda. With a more dynamic stance, go for a extra stand, something that is more stable than what he is delivered with. And last, but yeah, well, it's last at least, very cool and quite, yeah, could say rare item.
Card games on motorcycles.
Says D-Wheel. This is something that the Konami exclusive brought out in Japan and is a die-cast collector's model of Yusei's D-Wheel toy. Europe and also Japan got, with, if you can remember, maybe I can just input a picture here. It is that one with the rocket launcher, but this is not plastic, has a rocket launcher in it. Any toyish gimmick as well. This is purely for display purpose. Diecast is entirely in its frame with plastic seats and plastic arms here. I wish that it would have been diecast too, because it does feel flimsy, especially since you can slip the arm guards pieces back and forth. The wheels can spin, of course, so you can drive him. It has stands here on the downside. He comes with a little stand so you can uphold the entire D-Wheel a lot more, but the stand itself does a lot of work. Cool thing is it has gimmicks on its own, like the arms itself here can rotate up and down. As I presented, you can slide the arms on the pole here up and dual disc here. They can be removed to replace with other parts, which are two activated dual disc arms, so you can display it more accurately. The cool thing is, if you look here inside, we have the detail of the monitor with the animation parts from the anime. Overall, generally the details are quite amazing. It's not much, but smaller things like here the arrows, which have a little purpose on themselves. We have here the golden on the side, we have here the leg support, the white stripes overall, and interesting cool detail, which is if you open these side panels here, you can replicate the moment when the driver has lost the duel and the D-Wheel exhausts some steam. This can be replicated as well with the opening panels here, and you can have some look inside of the engines, supposedly where they will be. They implement a few details, of course, just to give the illusion, but you will not see the actual engine inside. And the best part is, this back wheel has a hinge. You can press it down, you can use it to move up this part. It moves the feet support back and these parts a bit more forward, so if you have paid attention in the first opening, these parts come forward and you say prepares for the drive off. It's quite amazing that they put it in. If you press it again, you can slide it back down. Quite well done. And so everything is like die-cast when it comes to the frame itself. I don't have any fear of pressing it down. Even this little thing is a separate thing you can attach down there. Even here the support feet supports are movable, so it's quite amazing. The biggest problem here is that this D-Wheel is not specifically made for this Yusei figure, since this is quite recent in 2025. This dates back, I believe, to 2000 and around 7 or 10, maybe, if I remember correctly. 7, I believe. Even though, so this is not quite for this made for this figure. It actually comes with its own Yusei figure, but in comparison this looks fucking ugly and it just fell off. But yeah, as you can see, this is quite ugly as fuck. Yeah, I don't want to have this on the wheel. It is quite shit. When I have this Yusei figure, of course the purpose of each of the figures is something different, so I don't really expect this to be a masterpiece of a figure, so I just wanted to have a more accurate Yusei figure to just end with this, like giving the last representation of this figure in its D-Wheel. It looks amazing. Just look at it, holy shit. The entire D-Wheel just shines with a metallic painting. The sculpting is amazing overall in general, from Stardust, from Yusei, from D-Wheel itself. It just looks amazing. Of course, you cannot fit it perfectly in, as the scale of each of these items is different, but both are quite around the 1/12 scale, so it can be fit as well. Lastly, the entire thing in its glory and how it actually stands in my backup. Bro, it has a fucking press. I swear to god, this looks just amazing. All I'm missing is the Jagged Warrior from SH Masters, and this would look amazing in my shelf. Holy hell, just take a breathtaking look at it. Everything just comes in together as high quality painting, sculpting, everything is amazing. Wings to shoulders to details to everything. Stardust Dragon is incredibly in scale. Yusei looks amazing when it comes to every intricate detail. The Diva itself, the metallic shine, the hefty weight and quality, especially Konami did an amazing job on it. It just looked fantastic. And of course the junk Synchron just tops it off. Yeah, it just looks amazingly cute. So overall, I hope you enjoyed the long ass video I have prepared for you. If you want to see more of these curiosities with the D-Wheel, especially since this is not something you will find in Europe, you will have to import it from Japan, from a third seller. So you know where to find the channel. Hit me up with a subscription, click on the notification bell, of course never miss a video if it comes frequently, more often. And I hope so the next video will be something that is quite enjoyable in the regards of storytelling again, because I barely did any video regarding it with since the last, what was it, How to Write a Villain, and maybe I can get a new review out. And especially to my lovely fans who have come so far with subscriptions, with reviews, with the enjoyment of my trash tier video making. We will grow, we will hopefully get more to follow us, and we will hopefully expand the quality, expand the collection, and expand of course our horizons to you soon.